Hello, I'm Gary Jordan with the Jordan Property Group, brokered by eXp Realty. Welcome to our interview today with a real professional, insurance professional. And the idea is for you, as a consumer or as an insurance, as a realtor, is your insurance agent. What does it matter? They're everywhere. You find them everywhere. Is it important to have a certain individual who you know, like, and trust to be your go-to insurance provider? So with me today, I've got a good friend, a real professional who's been in the business for a long time, Chuck Bader. Uh, I'll let him tell the story. Who is this Chuck Bader guy? Chuck?
Hey, well, thank you so much for doing this, and it's a privilege to serve with you, sir. I've advisor for about 7 years now with my own agency, and in addition to the home and auto, we also do your business insurance, commercial auto, life insurance, retirement planning. So really, the important thing is everything is a one stop, one shop. The other difference is that a lot of companies are going to provide insurance. The thing that really people appreciate nowadays is the level of service, which is something that you, Gary, are incredibly good at. So for my clients, I'm what I call a 777 agent, which means I'm available from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. So we're really, we have everything covered for insurance. And I work with a lot of world-class partners. So we're really your one-stop shop for everything insurance.
Okay, great, Chuck. I know you work for a reputable company and you've been in the business for, said 7 years plus and so forth. You got a great background. Tell about your family and you kind of your story, and background.
Sure. So I'm a Colorado Springs native, oddly enough. Have a great family. They all still live here in Colorado. I served 4 years in the Marine Corps back in 81 to 85, and then spent 29 years in the Postal Service, and then decided to go ahead and pursue insurance because I felt I could, serve more people that way in a more meaningful way. So yeah, just a local hometown boy, so to speak, and a Marine Corps veteran. So it's just a good balance of dedication to making sure people are well protected.
Okay, super. Well, Chuck, if you're talking to a consumer right now, John Doe, property owner over here, owns his own home, owns a house, maybe some other, maybe boats and so forth. Why is it important to really know, like, and trust your insurance agent?
It's very important because my philosophy with my insurance practice is that I don't have clients, I have friends. And that's really, really true. So you want to get a hold of somebody who considers you to be a friend because when it's Saturday night at like 8 o'clock and you've got water leaking or problems with electricity, you want to know that you can call and your friend is going to be there to give you some good advice. Also, you want to make sure that, these are the kind of people that are looking out for your best interest, that they're not shopping to get the highest premium so they get the highest commission. You want to have a conversation where they really get to know you, really ask you about your family, your lifestyle, everything that's important to you, because you want to build that sense of responsibility from the agent. By doing so, it's also going to help out with the service piece after they put the policy in place. So one of the complaints I hear about, especially the call center companies or some other insurance advisors, is that I can't get a hold of my agent. I've had sometimes to where it's been 1, 2, 3 weeks, and the agent never calls them back. So the interesting thing too is you want to look for humility. There are some agents out there that have a bit of an ego about them, and they won't call you back. You want the humility piece because call you that they're going to be there for you and that they're going to give you the best advice. That they really feel a sense of accountability to you as a person.
Now, as a realtor, I'm a full time professional realtor. A lot of realtors will see this interview also. Why is it important for a realtor to really know, like, and trust their insurance agent, their insurance provider?
A couple of things too. So when you're a realtor looking to partner with an insurance advisor, again, you don't want to get somebody who only does house and car insurance. You want to find somebody with letters after their name because just like a lot of realtors, you want to earn the additional designations because you want to expand your expertise. So when you're looking around for an insurance advisor to partner with, make sure they have letters after their name, the alphabet soup thing, right? But also make sure that they specialize in more than just house and car insurance. You want an advisor who's going to take complete care of your clients, who's going to talk about their life insurance, their retirement, their assets, their umbrella, everything. And again, it just makes sure that you have somebody like that. Now, the other piece is you want to find an insurance advisor who is going to market for you, right? You want to make sure that once that insurance advisor has been referred a client to, and then now that client becomes part of the insurance advisor's book of business, whenever the insurance advisor will have an insurance review or reach out to the client, you want to make sure that they are co-branding and bringing up you as the realtor to that client. Because again, this is about who you know, like, and trust. And we all know that 1 or 2 or 3 years down the road, if somebody goes to buy a home again, if they haven't seen that realtor's name every 6 months or so, who are they going to pick? Whoever comes along. So I co-brand whenever I talk to my clients about, hey, this is your realtor or this is your loan officer. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to them as well. So it's really about a comprehensive, meaningful friendship relationship, even though it's in a professional setting.
I know as a realtor, I refer a lot of vendors and service providers to my clients. And it's very important to me to know and have real confidence that when I refer a Chuck Bader or a John Doe to my client, Betty Lou over here, that it's going to be a good relationship. It's going to be handled properly. And it's going to make me look like a rock star by making that referral. I want it to be a benefit to everybody involved when I make a referral. So I totally get that. And that's why I like you, Chuck. You're very articulate. You're a good speaker. You're a good communicator. And you're available, not 24/7, but you might say 12/7.
There we go.
7 days a week. And I do appreciate that. Now, also, another good question is, how can a consumer be most able to save the most money on their insurance portfolio, their package, and so forth? Tell us about this, the benefits of bundling and so forth, like homeowners insurance, car insurance, and so forth.
Absolutely. So no matter what company, I don't know of any company who doesn't offer a bundled discount. So there's 2 reasons that if it makes sense, you always want to have your home and your car insurance with the same company, because the discount off the house and the car insurance is significant when you bundle. Plus, if you have a claim, you don't want to be working with 2 different insurance companies. You want to keep them in one place. Also, when you have your house and car with the one agent, they can always keep an eye on things to see if there's any discounts coming up or anything that needs to be changed on your policies. So bundling is huge. The other big thing, almost anywhere, but especially in Colorado, is the roof. So if you put on a new roof, really work with your roofer to get what's called a Class 4 shingle, because the Class 4 shingle can save you literally hundreds of dollars every single year. And I have vendors that I work with that can give you a discount on that, but a lot of insurance advisors do as well. But again, just make sure that if you're replacing a roof, really see if you can work in to get a Class 4 shingle, because that's going to be an amazing discount. And the reason it's a discount is because, the numbers show that whenever there's a hailstorm, these roofs are less likely to be replaced. So it's going to save you a claim potentially down the road.
I know that some parts of the world, some parts of the country, here in the U.S. especially, we have some catastrophic events from time to time. Most recently, the Hurricane Ian in southwest Florida. When you have a catastrophic event, whether it be a hurricane or flooding and so forth, how does that typically affect the insurance rates nationwide, statewide, or even in that specific county or part of a county?
This is a great question. So if we look at 2 very broad categories of insurance claims, you do have what you're talking about, an act of nature and act of God, which they in the industry call a catastrophic loss, or the nickname is a cat loss. So if you do have one of those on your policy, it doesn't affect your rates really all that much at all, as compared to what you would call a standard claim or a normal claim. So if you forgot to turn off your water at night and you burst the pipe or something like that, those claims are going to be counted against your record. And so you have typically about 3 strikes and you're out. So if you've got 3 claims that are not catastrophic losses, then in 5 years they may be canceling you. So you want to be very, very smart about filing insurance claims. And this is a great education piece too. People, and I just had an email this morning about that as well, right? But a lot of people really don't understand the concept of an insurance policy compared to a warranty. So an insurance policy is something that you really couldn't afford to pay for out of pocket. So if you had a small claim, and let's say that your house insurance deductible was $1,000 and the claim was $1,500, you probably would not want to file that claim because you're already coming out of pocket for the 1,000. The other $500 again is going to be one of those 3 strikes on your record, and it's going to raise your rates, so they're going to get their money back. It's typically again for stuff you couldn't pay for out of pocket. Then you wanted to look into maybe filing a claim.
Good information. Appreciate that. What are some of the biggest mistakes the consumer makes in insuring their assets?
Right. It's not really doing a good job of counting the square footage. So one thing we learned this year with the fires, especially up in Colorado, was that the rebuild cost of a home needs to be as accurate as possible. So as of today, in October of 2022, the estimated square footage to rebuild a house in Colorado is $200 per square foot. So you want to double check your house's square footage from the ground up, don't count the basement, and take that number times 200 to make sure that you have enough premium on your policy to cover that, or enough coverage on your policy to cover that. And if not, you just call your agent, they can increase that for you. So that's really important to make sure that you do that as well. Home maintenance is really, really good. And again, Gary, like you, I work with a lot of great service providers who will come out to your house. They'll do a walkthrough with you, make sure that you're doing proper home maintenance because it's really about preventing a loss. Another thing that will happen on occasion, insider secret here, right, is sometimes insurance companies, if they're flagged about your house, will send out an inspector. And if the inspector finds the paint is peeling or other things like that, that could be a claim, that could cause a rate increase or possible cancellation. So what insurance companies look for, the industry term is pride of ownership. So if you have a house, and that's in Colorado, make sure that you're keeping the paint up on it, the maintenance up on it, the leaves out of the gutters, just smart little things like that to avoid a claim, which is good for everyone involved.
I think as a real estate professional or as an insurance professional, we should always strongly advise our clients to consider this. You got a car or several cars in your garage, and that car may have a value of $5,000, may have a value of $105,000, depending upon what kind of car you choose to drive.
Sure.
Your home you're living in more than likely has a value of hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not sometimes over $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, correct me if I'm not wrong, you take your little car, whether it's a 5,000, 25,000, 50,000, so you take the mechanic numerous times during the year to have it serviced. You have the oil changed, have all the fluids changed, make sure the tires are right, make sure nothing's going wrong that might cause some kind of a catastrophic or higher price, pay me now, pay me later situation.
Right.
It makes so much sense to me with your $500,000 home or several $100,000 home to contact your insurance professional and have him or her recommend to you some good service providers, and maybe a home inspector once every year or two to do a walkthrough of your home. The cost, I can promise you, is no more than a tune-up on your car.
Right.
And now you're have somebody look at it with a microscope and a trained professional eye to help you maybe monitor, avoid a significant tens of thousands of dollar kind of a loss versus the kind of loss you might have with your car. Does that make sense, Chuck?
And that's very smart. Yeah. And along that note, a couple free things you want to do is a lot of people do this on their birthday, but on your birthday, this takes 15 minutes at the very max. On your birthday, take your phone's camera now, go into every single room of your house, stand in one corner and just do a video sweep of the entire room, back it up in the cloud, because as we learned from the wildfires years ago, your home insurance policy includes personal contents, but trying to identify what those contents were, because people forget when the entire home is burned down, and then at least within some reasonable degree, what the value is, the contents, just take that video, then they can stop it and take the individual pictures out. So make sure you do that once a year. And by the way, on the same day, change the battery in your smoke detectors, make sure that your carbon monoxide detector is working. Like you said, the maintenance piece is big. Getting a home, especially in Colorado, is a gift nowadays. So if you have one of those babies, make sure that you're just doing little things to take care of it. Make sure you prevent losses and that you're keeping it all safe.
Well, Chuck, you provided a lot of good nuggets today, good nuggets of valuable advice to our consumer and to our realtor community. I want to appreciate you for your time and for your sharing some of your experience and wisdom with us. If anybody wanted to talk to Chuck directly and get more information about how maybe he or somebody he recommend can provide some value to you, how would they contact you, Chuck?
Well, by phone or text, they can contact my business number, which is area code 719-425-9575. That's area code 719-425-9575. Or if they prefer email, it would be Chuck at symbol retire, RETIRE hyphen or dash MINT.com. So that's Chuck at retire-MINT.com.
Okay, Chuck. Well, I appreciate it very much. And if you didn't get all that, you're welcome to always contact me. You can find my information or Chuck's probably on any of our social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, and so forth. Or if you're in my database, you can always reply to me by email or by phone. My direct line for any insurance, any real estate related questions or ideas or conversations, 719-502-7176. I appreciate everyone watching this video today. Hope it's some value to you. That's my entire objective for both Chuck and myself, is bringing some value to you. Let you get a couple of nuggets, at least one nugget, to maybe help you save some money and make life a little bit easier. I appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate you, Chuck. And always remember, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate this.